So everybody thinks that the AI race is about building the smartest model, whereas China is playing a little bit different of a game, and it's kind of weird. So over the last year, we've seen about half a dozen models come out of China, major models, frontier level, that are getting open sourced. And as a US citizen, this could probably be a little bit confusing because on the other side, we have a lot of closed source models, and China's over here just giving you the weights for free. And this is not them doing a charity. This is a strategy that's coming from China. We're actually seeing a lot of Western companies start to adopt these open models, running them locally in their own infrastructure. And that's the thing. Once China starts democratizing the token costs, and we're not paying the premium that we pay here for our closed source models with Anthropic and OpenAI, China is beginning to dominate where the builders are actually going to. And this basically started as a result of NVIDIA wanting to sell chips to China, but the United States was barring them from doing that. And now we have a situation where China is no longer relying on the United States for hardware, and they're actually starting to build their own domestic chips. But back to their open source models. Once major US companies and the development community that's building on AI starts relying on Chinese models, they start relying on the Chinese stack. All of a sudden, you see a large group that's now married to these open source models provided by China. This is actually going to probably have an effect on the closed source models in companies OpenAI and Anthropic. And if you're Anthropic and your user base is no longer relying on you for that token spend, they don't want to pay that $30 per million tokens. They want to pay the $1.50 for a model that's comparable in what it's able to output. And this is going to have an effect on the revenue models for OpenAI and Anthropic. And that's why the US is already actually calling to block these open source models from getting to the United States.